This is Channel 2 News, coverage you can count on.
I think they're trying to clean up downtown. Midtown's nice, so you know that's a step in the right direction.
Accomplishments and challenges ahead for Reno will be outlined in the State of the City address tonight. What residents anxious to hear about Reno's future want to hear in our Channel 2 News Big Story at 5:30. Well, Mayor Hillary Sheevey will outline achievements, plan for growth, and of course, economic development when she reports back to her constituents tonight. I'm Kristen Remington.
I'm Wendy DeMonte. Thank you for keeping it with us tonight. It is the first major event to highlight where Reno stands, with it being sold out with more than 500 people expected to attend. Amanda Ketchledge is live in front of the Student Union at the university where the speech is set to start shortly. But Amanda, what are residents saying about the state of the city?
Well, Kristen, Wendy, residents we talked to are longing to hear what's in store for the city, but they have their own opinions about what needs to be done to clean up downtown.
I think we're doing pretty well as far as the outlying communities. I think downtown, there's room for improvement.
Mobile Ward has lived in Reno the last 16 years and thinks some of the older buildings could be torn down or renovated. The City Council previously approved funding for the homeless programs, but one resident wants to see more being done.
Biggest problem I see is the homeless problem. We can't go anywhere, can't take a walk, can't ride your bikes, can't take the kids to the park anymore. Everybody's asking for money.
Mayor Hillary Sheevey wants to make Reno a university town. One person we talked to say it's good to see all of the construction being done to accommodate the growing student population.
From the freeway, from the school, and how easy it is to get around, it's just super nice for those new students.
The event will start here at 6, and afterwards you can celebrate the city at St. James Brasserie at 7, where Craft Breweries of Reno Tahoe program will be unveiled. And of course, we will bring you all of the highlights of the State of the City speech tonight on Channel 2 News at 11. Covering the big story, Amanda Ketchledge, Channel 2 News.
It's been turned into quite an event. Okay, Amanda, thank you. Presidential hopeful Marco Rubio campaigned in Fallon, Carson City, and Urington today after stopping in Reno last night. About 400 supporters packed last night's rally at the Peppermill. After pointing out the problems in this country, Senator Rubio offered his plan to solve them.
But what would happen if we got those policies right? What would happen if we reformed our tax code to make us competitive? If we limited the regulations on our economy through the regulatory budget I've proposed, if we fully utilize our energy resources, if we balanced our budget by reforming and saving Social Security and Medicare, and last but not least, if we repealed and replaced Obamacare, what would happen? The American people would lead an economic renaissance that will change the course of the 21st century. That's what would happen.
Rubio didn't take questions from the audience nor the press last night. Well, please stay with Channel 2 News for continuing coverage of Campaign 2016 all the way through November of next year.
Now, here's Chief Meteorologist Mike Alger's first look at the Pinpoint 2 forecast.
Well, skies are starting to clear out a little bit. We had a whole bunch of smoke come up here from a fire down near Kings Canyon National Park. The rough fire is what it's called. This 77,000 acre blaze, sending a lot of haze into the area. I think tomorrow the winds are going to shift enough. They're certainly going to get strong. Now, that's not good news for the fire down there, but it may help clear out our skies, at least temporarily, depending on the exact direction, even though we're probably still going to see varying amounts of it. And as bad as the smoke looked, it actually was not in the unhealthful range. In case you're wondering, it really looked a lot worse than it actually was. Temperature-wise today, heated up again in the low 90s. We're running about 5 degrees above average. This will be the top of the temperature curve for the next several days here because we got some cooler temperatures coming our way. Even made it to 80 up there at South Lake Tahoe. Now, in terms of what we've got coming our direction, we've got a low pressure system digging down. You can already see the front getting into Washington State. That front itself is going to start to move its way into our region by tomorrow. And as it does, that's really going to start to kick up those southwesterly winds, and that increases the fire danger. As a result, a red flag fire warning is posted across western Nevada. We'll tell you more about that, and we'll tell you what will happen to our temperatures. They will be going down. I'll have that for you later in the show.
All right, Mike, thanks for that warning. Well, today the Washoe County Health District announced a second case of West Nile virus. It's been confirmed here. Health officials say a person who lived in the Rosewood Lakes area of Reno was hospitalized and later released after coming down with a high fever, headache, and muscle and joint pain. Tests later confirmed the virus. On Thursday, health officials will be fogging where mosquitoes live to attempt to reduce the cases of West Nile in this area. Coincidentally, a horse was also hospitalized after getting the disease in Washoe Valley. Now, officials say horse owners should get their animals vaccinated. For more information about how to avoid contracting the virus, head to our website, KTVN.com, and click on the blue News Links button.
Tonight, we have an update on an effort by law enforcement to prevent deaths on I-80 over the weekend. The Highway Patrol says the I-80 challenge was a success here in Nevada. There were no deaths along the 410-mile stretch of I-80 running across the state. Troopers say that's especially impressive due to the influx of traffic into the state because of Burning Man.
If you are just joining us tonight, let's get you caught up on the big story we covered at 5 o'clock. A mother bear and her cub are safe tonight after the female stumbled into a trap set by the Nevada Department of Wildlife. NDOW was trying to catch a nuisance bear that had tried breaking into homes, and they say this pair ended up in the wrong place at the wrong time. Both bears were tranquilized so they could be removed and then re-released safely.
It usually works out if we tranquilize the mom first, lay her out where the cub can get to her, and let that cub walk up to her, and then we can easily capture the cub from that point.
This is the first time these two bears have been caught, so they're not considered a threat. And since the mother is only 150 pounds or so, Lucky believes she is a wildland bear and not a garbage bear. The bears will be released into the wild tomorrow morning. We hope to be there as well and show you that video. For more on this story, please join us for Channel 2 News at 6:30.
In School Watch now, the University of Nevada is a tobacco-free campus, but what exactly does that mean? Well, Landon Miller has the answers.
A tobacco-free campus means exactly that. It's tobacco-free, whether it's smoking it or chewing it or even e-cigarettes. But here's the important part. It's not a ban. Instead, it's a voluntary stance, with the main goal being to curb tobacco use.
The point of the initiative is to create a healthy environment for people who may be trying to quit. So we know that they'll be more likely to be successful if they're in an environment that doesn't trigger that behavior.
But if you decide to light up on campus, will you be cited?
There won't be any disciplinary sanctions against individuals.
Instead, they'll be asked to put it out. That's it. No fines, no trouble, but that also means no change. Well, at least not a lot of it. Even though it went into effect August 1st, people still smoke here.
And you'd think if the campus is a tobacco-free campus, they would get rid of the ashtrays. However, that is not the case, sending some students a mixed message.
You can't have a little wishy-washy middle thing.
Thomas Wakeman used to be a smoker. He quit, but thinks an initiative like this is a little overbearing.
As long as they're not bugging anybody or walking up and blowing it in their face, they have a right to smoke. They should smoke.
Other students like Maria Aguilar disagree.
Secondhand smoke is worse for you than if you actually smoke it. So I think it's a good thing for everyone not to have it here anymore.
Covering the story, Landon Miller, Channel 2 News.
So will people allowed to smoke at the university football games and tailgates? We are told that athletics supports the voluntary policy, and if somebody is caught smoking at a game or tailgate, they'll be asked to put the cigarette out. They won't be cited.
Well, our skies are going to stay fairly clear here over the next 24 hours. Some of the smoke will probably clear out of here, but we're also going to see some dust and wind blowing through the region as well. We'll tell you all about it coming up next.
And coming up in Health Watch, a good attitude goes a long way in helping battle cancer. We'll meet a woman who is proving that.
An estimated 460,000 children were reported missing in this country. I'm Kenneth Craig in Washington, D.C. with an inside look at the technology now being used to help find them.
You're watching Channel 2 News at 5:30 with Wendy DeMonte, Kristen Remington, sports with Garrett Dearborn, and Mike Alger's Pinpoint 2 forecast.
Welcome back, everyone. There were more than 400,000 reports of missing children in this country just last year.
That's right, but a handful of artists in a unit at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children are now helping law enforcement solve those cases with skills and imaging technology few police agencies have. Kenneth Craig got a behind-the-scenes look.
This picture has been haunting people across the Northeast all summer. It's a composite image of an unidentified girl, known only as Baby Doe. Her partially decomposed body was found on the Massachusetts shoreline.
Somebody out there knows who this little girl is, and we want to get her identified.
Artist Christy Andrews created the image that's been seen by an estimated 60 million people. She works for the Forensic Imaging Unit at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. It's a valuable resource for law enforcement agencies nationwide. The center has 4 full-time artists working here in this unit creating these images. Each one takes anywhere from 8 hours to an entire week to complete.
So we'll start out with...
For Baby Doe's picture, Andrews referenced morgue photos and then built the image from scratch. Artists also use victims' family pictures to see what a missing child may look like as an adult. So far, more than 1,300 of the missing have been recovered after age progression photos were made of them.
When I pick up a skull, that's the realization is, hey, this is somebody's son, this is somebody's daughter.
Instead of clay modeling, Joe Mullins is now using new and faster digital facial reconstruction software that's rarely used by local police. So far, authorities still don't know who Baby Doe is, but these artists know if the right person sees their work, it could solve the mystery.
We're never going to give up. We are the ambassadors of hope back here.
Kenneth Craig, Channel 2 News.
Well, the wind coming up tomorrow is going to increase our fire danger out there, and a red flag is flying as a result. We'll tell you all about that, plus some cooler temperatures on the way. All of that next.
The Wolfpack football season is right around the corner. I'm Dallas Kolodny, and hear from some of the guys I'm playing UC Davis coming up in sports.
Plus how attitude is helping cancer patients beat the disease. Next in My Health Watch.
Stop.
Stop?
Children, what's that sound?
Everybody looking going by.
We are good to go, Mike.
Good deal. Although I will not be the one having the honor of tossing to you. That will be the lovely Kristen Remington.
Okay, well, that works.
Okay.
Hey. Oh, hey.
Hi.
Are your
What's
hands
up?
up?
Hi.
Are you on the radio? Hands up in the air. Waving me like you just don't.
Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Advances in medicine can only heal a person so much. Patients also have to do their part in healing, especially cancer patients. In tonight's Health Watch, meet one woman whose attitude has made a difference. About 8 years ago, Carolyn Higgins got a call from her doctor nobody wants to get.
She said, I think you have multiple myeloma. I went home and I looked it up, and I saw the 3 to 5 years, which at that point I put out of my head because realistically there was no way that was going to happen.
Eventually, reality set in, and Higgins went to the Winship Cancer Institute at Emory University, where a new drug was being tried. Clinical trials can have risks, but that didn't faze her.
I didn't think about that. I thought about the prospect of being cured.
In time, Higgins' health improved. Her doctor says Higgins' success with experimental treatments has a lot to do with the genetics of her cancer, but her attitude is also a major factor.
We're a partnership here. I will give you information and I will provide guidance, but I do need to know that you are a willing partner in determining the course of care for your disease. Carolyn brings it from the other side. She says, this is what I want to do, and this is how I want to do it.
As for Higgins, she says she's going to beat her cancer, and she's going to be here for a very long time.
We can choose to be positive. Nobody gave me 8 years. I told myself I wasn't going to die of this disease.
And that is Health Watch for tonight. For a closer look, go to KTVN.com and click on the Health Watch icon.
What an important lesson for all of us, cancer or not. Great story, Wendy. Thanks. All right, time now to check out your evening commute. Our traffic reporter, Jay Rodriguez, is in the Alice 96.5 Traffic Center. Jay, you mentioned a couple accidents slowing things down at 5. Any update there?
Yes, Kristen. Actually, NHP remains on scene of a vehicle accident in Sparks on I-80 westbound near Prater. Good thing, though, is it has been moved to the Motel 6 parking lot. Be alert and drive with caution either way in that area. Crews are assisting a broken-down motorist in Sparks on I-80 eastbound near Lockwood. Drive with caution if you're commuting there. There's also a road closure in Sparks on Victorian Avenue between 15th Street and Pyramid Way for the rib cook-off, which I know Sparks is smelling really good right now. Choose an alternate route. I'm Jay Rodriguez. Drive safe, Nevada.
Now, here's Chief Meteorologist Mike Alger's Pinpoint 2 forecast, broadcast certified by the American Meteorological Society.
Well, Sparks is going to be smelling a whole lot better even over the next several days, especially if you're downwind, and there will be plenty of wind to be down from here over the next few. Today, a lot of smoke coming up. Again, this is from the 77,000+ acre rough fire, which is burning down near Kings Canyon National Park out there, and you can see it's been drifting up into our area. I think we're going to see just enough of a shift in the wind direction maybe to thin it out a little bit, but when you have, like I say, something that's over 100 square miles burning out there, it's pretty tough to get rid of all the smoke. So we're going to see varying amounts of haze. We're at 89 degrees right now at the airport, 12% humidity, still fairly dry in our air. The winds are out of the west-northwest, 18 gusting to 23. They're probably going to be a good 10 miles an hour stronger than that tomorrow, and that's why that red flag warning has been posted. High of 92 today, 5 degrees above the average, 54 for a low, very close to the seasonal norm. No precipitation, none expected, even with a series of cold fronts coming through that's going to keep us fairly breezy and continuing to cool us off over the next few days. You can see this frontal band right here. The low itself is just up off to the north. It's going to slide down the coast, almost dig straight down to the south. Now in the next 24 hours, we're going to see that front kind of dry out and then move on into the area. We're just going to start to get it over us by about this time tomorrow afternoon. That'll drop our temperatures a little bit, but then the front continues to push on through, cools us off more on Thursday. We might see a few showers way up in the northern part of Washoe County, but that's just about as close as they're going to get to us, I think. Now, temperature-wise tomorrow, again, start of the cooling. 70s, 80s, could still see a low 90 in Hawthorne, but the northern part of the state, instead of all the 90s we saw today, will drop down probably 4, 5, 6 degrees into the 80s. For Reno, 55 for our low, 85 for our high tomorrow, 82 in Carson City with temperatures in the mid-70s at Lake Tahoe. I'll get out of the way. You can see what your temperature is going to be in your neighborhoods. For the most part, everybody in the low 80s, although you get up in the foothills, Galena probably won't even get out of the 70s by tomorrow afternoon. Lake Tahoe, I do expect mostly sunny skies, but it is going to be windy. There's a lake wind advisory in the afternoon. Southwest winds during the afternoon, 15 to 20, gusting to 30, high of 75 degrees. Reno, we're going to cool down to about 85, sunny skies. Red flag warning again, mainly afternoon winds out of the southwest, 15 to 25, gust to 35. Could have some dust blowing around in there. Still breezy on Thursday, dropping into the upper 70s. We have another couple of weak fronts coming through. They'll be dry, but they'll be cool by Saturday. 73, can you believe it? Our low temperature was 73 here not too long ago.
And you said the 90s might be done for this year.
Well, it's certainly done for the next week, and I don't see any coming up after that.
All right.
Thanks, Mike.
You bet.
Thanks, Mike. Still ahead, we are just a couple days away from kickoff to the Pac's 2015 season opener. We're going to hear from Coach Polian and the Pac next in sports.
Test, test, test.
Now, here's Sports Director Garrett Dearborn with Channel 2 Sports.
Well, the Wolfpack football team kicks off 2015 on Thursday with UC Davis. A flashy opponent? No, it's an FCS school. But of course, there's a reason for this. Dallas Kolodny explains.
With the Wolfpack opening up their season with an FCS squad, that being UC Davis, the guys say it gives them a chance to learn more about themselves than if they did against a Power 5 conference opponent.
I would say you can work out some of the kinks. Some mistakes playing an FCS school aren't as crucial when playing a Division I BCS opponent. So, you know, we'll see what our strengths are, what our weaknesses are opening up. You probably won't get exposed as bad with those mistakes, but I mean, we opened up at Cal a couple years ago and made no difference.
So obviously with the start of a new football season, that being Thursday right here at Mackey Stadium, there will be some changes to the Wolfpack. The most notable one being at the quarterback spot. Cody Fajardo, well, as you know, he graduated last year, so the new starting quarterback, Tyler Stewart, has one start in silver and blue, that being 2 years ago against Hawaii. He went 14-20 for 3 touchdowns. So what do the guys think he brings to the Nevada Wolfpack?
He's 1-0 as a starter in the Mountain West Conference, and that counts for something. He throws a really nice long ball. Yeah, he's going to do some things differently, but I think the identity of the offense is not going to change. I mean, we're going to still do what we do, and if he pulls it, makes 15, we're not going to be disappointed because he didn't run away from the whole defense.
His confidence levels actually it's went up a lot, and now he kind of has a sense where he can say something on offense now, and he's leading guys, and it's good to see. And I think at this point, all Tyler's trying to do is, you know, to step in and if not do better, you know, do the same.
So kickoff on Thursday is set for 7 p.m. Dallas Kolodny, Channel 2 Sports.
Well, the Reno Aces saw a couple moves by Parent Club Arizona today. The Diamondbacks recalled Brandon Drury, Enrique Burgess, and Matt Stites to the big club. Drury was 0 for 4 in Game 1 of today's doubleheader with Colorado. Speaking of that game, the D-backs were hoping to end a 3-game skid. Jared Saltalamacchia there, ripped to left field, and it's called foul. He thinks it was fair. Check the replay. It was fair. Right of the foul pole. Arizona Diamondbacks manager Chip Hale comes out to chat with the ump before it's reviewed. He gets ejected. The review overturned the call, made it a home run. Arizona snaps a 3-game skid, 6-4 in Game 1.
Garrett, thank you.
Yep.
We'll be right back. All right, we're talking about fire danger tomorrow.
Fire danger is probably the biggest thing. Again, we've got a fair amount of wind, pretty dry conditions as well, and obviously with all the fires that are already burning around the West, it's foremost on everybody's mind. I don't see any fires being naturally started, but things like, even if you're pulling a trailer for Labor Day weekend, don't let your chains drag and that sort of thing. A lot of simple things like that, and obviously when you're dealing with fire, be careful. But it does cool off significantly. We are now at the start of meteorologic fall, September 1st. It's going to start to feel that way.
It feels like it in the morning already.
It really does.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
Good night.